What's going on, everyone? So, not a great way to end the All-Star break, right? For being honest, that was kind of a bit of a rough go. Look, I chalked that up to just a trap game, right? Like, Lakers just clearly were thinking about tomorrow instead of focusing on today. They clearly were ready to pack it in and get on this week break. LeBron looked like he was out there just playing music in his head and just vibing, right? He wasn't really out there. It seemed like he had better things. Luka got into foul trouble, right? Team just didn't look good. Austin Reeves played terrible. Rui looked like he was stuck in cement all game. They didn't have Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent, right? Like it was a rough game. Right? And I wish it wasn't against the Jazz, right? Like, I wish it was against a better team. Because if it was against a better team, right, at least we could, justify it. Like, hey, you lost to, Denver or something like that. Or, probably not Denver, because I don't want to lose Denver. But, Memphis, right? Like, you lose to Memphis. Like, they're a good team. We packed it in early. Like, all right, you can justify it. But I do think that this week All-Star break rest is going to be very good for the Lakers. Like, genuinely. I think that this is something that this team really needs. They've played so great, and they've exerted a ton of energy and a ton of effort. They won 11 out of 12 previous to this. They were the best team in the league during that stretch, literally. And second in defense, they were third in offense, something like that. Right? Like, they were playing like a true contender without Anthony Davis for a good majority of those games. Some cases without LeBron and Anthony Davis, without Luka, right? Like, the Lakers played really good brand of basketball. LeBron looks completely reinvigorated, right? He looks like he just got a brand new just remodel, right? Like they replaced some parts on him and he's ready to go, right? And a lot of that is Luka. And then there was the hype and excitement of Luka and then just that bump and all that. So there's a lot to be excited for. But you have Luka, who is on minute restriction right now, just came back from injury. They want to kind of ease in because they don't want him to get hurt or anything like that. Now he's going to get an entire week off, right? And he's not a part of All-Star Weekend. So he literally gets a week off to train, rehab, get himself together. I hope he's not just sitting and just chilling and just eating bonbons, right? I hope he's not Fat Thor out there, just just playing video games and yelling at people on 2K or whatever, right? Like, I hope that he's grinding and getting himself right and staying in shape and but the rest is really good for him, right? He gets an extra week while only played 50 minutes over the last two games, something like that, right? He played 23 last night and then played, I think it was 25 the night before. So yeah, let's call it 50 minutes. Now he's going to get a week to kind of just get his mind, his body, everything right? Guys like Reeves and Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith have been dealing with little nagging injuries, right? They've been dealing with little nagging stuff. Reeves has been dealing with a nagging injury. He's kind of been playing through it, but now he's going to get a week to rehab and just rest and kind of get himself right. Everyone gets to take time off, including LeBron. Now, I understand LeBron's going to be an All-Star Weekend and stuff like that, but one, the All-Star Game is not this isn't the 80s or 90s anymore, or even early 2000s, right? It's essentially a charity game now. They're just out there playing and stuff. So LeBron is going to get rest. He's going to get a break and all that stuff. And then it's go time, right? Lakers have 30 games left. You have to, in my opinion, 18-12, right? At worst, I'd love 20-10, but at least 18-12, maybe 16-14, because that'd give you but that's only 2 games over 500. So yeah, probably 18-12, somewhere in that range is what I'd like. 17-13, right? So you get an extra 4 games. So you're whatever. If the Lakers can finish 17, 18 games over 500, that would be huge, right? Going into the season, I think that should be enough to be a top 4 seed, right? Lakers, I don't think really care so much about seeding as they do just getting healthy and being healthy, especially when you have Luka and LeBron, right? You just need those two to be healthy come playoff time. Get them out there on the basketball court. You're not worried about home court or anything like that. LeBron and Luka play just as good on the road as they do anywhere else. Sometimes better, right? Because they just want to shush the crowd, and they're just those players that just are, just transcending, right? So I do think that this is great. I do think now you can kind of recalibrate, refocus, kind of get back into like, okay, home stretch here. The second half of the season. It's not really the second half of the season, but it's what it's referred to, right? Because it is. It's like now you start gearing up for seeding and stuff like that. And the Lakers, even the last 2 years, as bad as they've been the previous 2 years, you saw the ramp up into the playoffs, right? Lakers usually post All-Star break have been really good. They have like an excellent record post All-Star break the last 2 years under Darvin Ham. I expect the same. Their schedule is tough though. They have especially March. March is brutal. Their March schedule is brutal. They come back from All-Star break and immediately go into a back-to-back. Luckily, it's against two teams that they absolutely should beat. They just lost to Utah, so take that as you may. But it's two games that you actually should be able to get the W on. Even though it's a back-to-back, I do imagine Lakers will be cautious with that. See how Luka and LeBron are. But after that, they have like 4 back-to-backs in March. Right? Like literally, it's tough because they have that makeup game against the Spurs and stuff. March is going to be the make or break season, right? I'm not worried about them making the playoffs, but it's just like there's a big difference between you being the 6 seed or the 3 seed, right? Or the 6 seed or the 3 seed, right? Like or even the 4 seed. I want them bare minimum top 4, right? Because then you have home court in the first round. Your first round matchup should be favorable. You should be able to get through that. So at least the Lakers make it to the second round. And then depending on who that matchup is, easily could be in the conference finals, right? Like you get a good solid matchup in that second round, you're good. And if you finish the 4 seed, like they have to finish the 3 or the 4 because you'd be on the opposite bracket of Denver, assuming that they finish 3rd, right? So if they finish 3rd or 4th, right, depending on where Denver finished, you're on the opposite side of the bracket, so you only run into them for the conference finals, right? Which, you could argue. But you also have the chance of them getting eliminated early. And I like that matchup more with Luka than I did with Anthony Davis. I think they're still the team that I worry about the most, particularly with our center position. She's never going to stop Jokic, right? It's like, can we just contain everybody else? And Luka loves to play Denver. Luka loves the ball out against Denver. So I do. I like that matchup much better than I did previously, but I still don't love it, right? Like, still would be a little very concerned and weary going into that matchup. But you look at this Lakers team, and it's just like they have the tools. They have the components. We've seen the recipe for them to be contenders. We get that Clippers, Boston, or Knicks version of this Lakers team with Luka on the court. That team can beat anybody. That team is a true contender. And I think right now Lakers I think they're a top 3 team in the West. If you want to argue like 4th, fine. But I think, OKC, Denver, and the Lakers are kind of the 3 top teams. I do have a little concerns about the Clippers, just matchup-wise, because I do think that they match up very well against the Lakers, and I think Zoo is going to be a problem. I think Ivica Zubac is going to be an issue on the interior, but I do like the matchup with the Lakers. I do think the Lakers match up very well. I still think the Lakers are better than the Clippers. I just think that they match up well, and matchups are very important. We've seen that, especially last year. Matchups were a huge thing, and you saw that. Depending on your opponent, could be the difference between you getting to the conference finals or not. So to me, the Lakers get the right matchups. I do think they can get in the conference finals. And then it's just like, who do they play in the conference finals? And then who do they play in the NBA finals? If they play Boston, I think Boston runs through them. If they play the Cavs, I like our chances. I worry about the Cavs, right? Because I just worry about Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, right? Those 2 guys kind of concern me. But you'd have the 2 best players on the court every single night. Same thing with the Boston matchup, but Boston's just they're 3 through 4 guys are just better, right? Or 3 through 5 guys are just better. Knicks, I think the Lakers run through. My favorite matchup would be the Knicks because Boston already showed you how to just run through the Knicks, right? And the Lakers have the exact pieces to do that. You basically just put Brunson and Cat in all of the action. And they have LeBron James and Luka to do that, and even Austin Reeves. Those 3 guys torch the Knicks. I think Lakers beat the Knicks pretty handily. I would love to play the Knicks in the finals. Look, maybe this will come back to bite me, but it's my opinion, right? I'm just giving my opinion, my thoughts. Cavs, I'd be really concerned, but again, 2 best players, and LeBron would essentially be at home every game, right? Like, that's beneficial. And I think you just have a completely different LeBron. Because if LeBron gets to the finals, I think you see him turn back the clock 10 years. Because he's probably going to look at it as like, this might be my last chance. I cannot blow this, right? Like, I think you see a very different LeBron. But at the end of the day, I think the Lakers are a top 6, maybe 7 team in the league. I think they're in that range, 6th, 7th best team in the NBA now with Luka. Obviously, I don't want to crown them king yet. I don't want to say like, oh, they're, a true title contender. They're one of the best teams in the league yet. I get, if they're top 7, they're one of the best teams. But usually if you're a top 3 to 5 team, then you're a true contender. I don't think the Lakers are a top 5 team yet. So I don't think that they're a true contender. I think they could be a contender. I think that they have the potential. But true contender, I think we need to see at least, 10 games of this team with Luka, with LeBron, before I'm ready to crown them one way or another. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Hey, Phil, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.